Hello and welcome again. So we're now going to be making the Incus, the anvil, in the one of the bones of hearing, the second one. So this is what we're going to make. So I'll just hide this model and we'll get started with some primitives. So we're going to use, I've been thinking about how to do this. I mean, we'll use a couple of cones to start with. So we'll take a cone, enlarge it, and then turn it so that this will make up the Incus body. So if we pull this, angle it firstly to the side and then stretch it at a bit of an angle so that you have a sort of oblique shaped cone like this. And that should be pretty good. We'll probably squash it a little bit in the side-to-side plane. But anyway, we'll duplicate it first and create the long process from this. So we can put that in at the bottom and then narrow the, and put that sort of in the reasonable position. That looks pretty good. And stretch it maybe a little bit more, set a little bit longer. And then, yeah, we need to narrow it a bit, and now we can use some other bits. So we'll use a cylinder and bring that in and use that for the end of the long process. And make it a little bit longer so it'll sit there a little bit better. And then of course, depending on which side, which ear you're dealing with, so let's assume this is the right one, then it has to turn, so we'll duplicate that cylinder and then we'll push it in that direction. So basically if you're looking at it from the front like we are, so the Incus is behind us, as it were, then it's the right ear, then the long process extends towards the right, where it will insert into the stapes. So if you're looking at it from the lateral side, from the outside, looking in at the side of the Incus, then the long process will be extending medially. So what we'll do is we'll select all these and then we'll voxel merge them. So that we've got just one piece, and then we can mold this and sculpt this a little bit. So I'll use the flatten tool to start with, to just get rid of some of those sharp edges and things. And so, and that's, the orientation and stuff is all right, I think, in that. It's not too bad. So now using the flatten tool, switch off symmetry, and we can start on the start on reducing some of those sort of sharp edges and just smoothing it down a bit. And we can take that sharp point off the lateral, off the short process as well. But first I want to take off the edge on this, which is the body, because it shouldn't really be like, that, obviously. So I'll take the point off here as well. And you can thin down the long process quite a bit because it's actually curved and much thinner sort of structure than that. So it curves convex to the front. We'll take off all this sort of sharp area. And give it a more sort of a rounded appearance, because that's really what it has, the Incus normally. That's a lot better, and we'll just carry on extending that all the way around. So that's a bit better, but I think the long process is still too thick, so that'll have to be thinned down a bit more. Certainly the body is looking a lot better. We need to just round this off a bit more. So this flat surface facing us is the bit that articulates with the malleus. So we need to leave part of that flat surface, but we can certainly take a lot more of this other stuff down. And you've already got the basic shape of the Incus forming there. And so we're also getting that little curvature that we get at the back. So concave at the back, convex at the front. I need to just thin it a little bit. I think it's a bit too thick at the moment. I wonder whether I've taken too much off there now. I'll just take a bit more off up here. Yeah, it's a bit, we'll just undo that bit. That was a bit too much. Just take a little bit off just here around the sides. So that'll process, that long process is just a little bit thinner, a bit more delicate. That's looking good. That's looking a bit better. I think the end of the long press I've probably made it a little bit too thin, but we'll come back to that. So now we're just going to do some just using the move or the drag tool in this case, just to kind of flatten things out a little bit, and also drag things out a little bit as well, you know. So pull out that short process a little bit more. It should be a bit more prominent. And drag that long process out a little bit more. And push in that, yeah, that anterior surface, that's better. And just do a bit more with this bit. Kind of made it a bit lumpy now, but that's all right, we'll smooth that over a bit. And just flatten the sides a bit more. Yeah, it's looking a bit better. So that's right. So the body has got a slightly slightly bigger in terms of the superior inferior dimension. So stretching it downwards like that is probably a bit more useful. Now we can do a bit of smoothing with the dynamic topology on. Of course, the dynamic topology, so that repairs the mesh wherever we've damaged it. So that's looking pretty good. You just keep smoothing it over like this, and smooth that anterior surface as well a bit, and go all the way around. That's pretty good going now. I still think that long press is a bit too thin, and I might thicken that up a bit later. I'll just use the smooth a bit more. Oh, I'll just use the the move tool a bit more, just to kind of straighten things up a bit. So that's again using the smooth with the dynamic topology on, just to smooth those bits over. We're nearly done. Yeah, I think that the end of that long process, I just need to, I'll probably add in a bit more of the clay to that. We'll use the inflate. For now, we'll just colour it, and a sort of silvery colour will do, I think, very nicely. Colour that over. Like I said, you can just press paint it all, but I sometimes prefer to just do the painting manually. It's just it's enjoyable. All right, and there we have it. So I will just so here it is after I've sort of thickened up that long process a bit. I didn't include that in, but it's very simple to do, just to add using the clay tool or the inflate tool. There we have it. So that's the Incus. The next will be the stay piece, the next video. All right. See you then. Take care. Bye-bye.